Hi, welcome to the Falcon Center. Come on in. My name's Sarah West. I'm the Assistant Director here at Falcon. This is Vivica Castro. She's our Falcon receptionist who keeps us all on track here today. And if you want to follow with me, we'll head into the Falcon Gym and we'll explain everything that we do here in Falcon. So here in the Falcon Gym, we work mainly on our primitive reflexes as well as visual and auditory processing. Our primitive reflexes happen in utero as well as in our infancy, and they help develop baby from going from their tummy to lifting their head up to crawling and eventually walking. It is literally the foundation for all of our learning and growing through life. We are going to show you some of our visual activities here in Falcon. Mr. Trost is actually going to show you our multi-matrix right now.
Our multi-matrix is a three-dimensional motor challenge. It's a dice stacking game, and it requires pattern recognition and memory. We have different options when we work with the multi-matrix. The students will work with letters, and they'll place the white cubes on the corresponding letter cube. They also have numbers, which again, they're placing them on the corresponding cubes. Dots and shapes. We have different versions of the game where we'll actually give students directions where they're moving a cube like O to orange R, blue V to green O. Just working on their memory, their pattern recognition, and then their coordination with the multi-matrix blocks.
Next, we're going to go visit Dr. Monty Kimple, who's one of our trainers here at Falcon, as well as our researcher, and he's going to show us one of our next modalities, which is juggling. Follow just this way.
We usually start them off with what we call rainbow toss, where they're moving their head and eyes together. Then we'll advance them to just moving the eyes only, and then they're ready for a one-ball toss. And when they can do that 30 times, we're going to give them 2 balls. Once they can do the 2 balls, then they're ready for the 3-ball toss. And this includes some problem solving because there's some adjustments that have to be made between each of these steps. So there's lots of ways juggling helps, and it's a fun activity that includes frequency, intensity, and duration. Frequency, how often do you do it? Intensity includes both how many repetitions you get and then the enthusiasm with which you do it. So we try to make our activities here at Falcon fun because that increases enthusiasm, which increases the number of connections that are made in the brain to enable it to work better.
Next up, we're going to meet Ms. Mazok, who actually is our EEC Falcon Director, and she's going to give us a little bit more insight into what EEC Falcon does.
Hello, and welcome to our EEC Falcon program. My name is Michelle Mazok, and I am the EEC Falcon Director. Our Early Education Falcon program is designed and to set up and help all of our students reach their developmental milestones through reflex integrative exercises. That is accomplished through rhythmic movements. It's also accomplished through bilateral hand and eye coordination exercises that are done in here that help work both hemispheres of our brain. We are also helping to strengthen their visual and auditory processing systems. All of this, as you can see here in our room, is done through free play and the body's natural movement.
So we've just come from EEC Falcon, and now we're going to head into interactive metronome with Dr. Monty Kimple, and we're going to learn all about neural timing in the brain and how it helps with our reading programs, as well as how it helps with our athleticism. And Dr. Kimple is going to show us how it's done, if you'll follow just along here.
Another tool that we have here at the Falcon Center is the interactive metronome. It's a tool that can both measure and improve neural timing and synchronization. That's been shown to help with a lot of different activities in human performance, including cognitive skills, behavioral skills, academic skills like reading and math. Baylor University did research that found that the interactive metronome did a great job helping with reading. It also helps with athletic skills by improving coordination and processing speed. The way that it works is they have a trigger, and we have hand triggers. We also have foot triggers, and sometimes we use combinations of the two. And so I'm going to start this. It will start making a beat, and he will try to match the beat with his hand clapping. So his goal is to get as many greens as he can. It does give you a task average, how close he is to the beat, how many times he achieved his goal of getting very close to the beat, and highest in a row in each time he does it.
So from our interactive metronome, now we're going to follow along and we're going to go to our reading specialist. These are our soundproof booths that we have. We do some vision activities in one. In this one, we have our audiogram machine where we actually check our students' hearing as part of their admissions into our school to see if they have any auditory processing. Next, we're going to go to reading intervention with Kimberly Moorhead, who's our reading specialist. She's going to explain our Orton-Gillingham program and all that it does for our students.
Hi, I'm Kim Moorhead and I'm the reading specialist here at the FALCON Center. Here at the FALCON Center in our reading intervention program, we use a curriculum that is backed by the science of reading based on the Orton-Gillingham method. The Orton-Gillingham method is a multisensory method where the children can learn to read through seeing, hearing, touching, and feeling all of the words and the letters. We use foam letters to manipulate words and to build words. We also use little fun toys like this to teach how to segment words. I would ask a child how many sounds are in a word, for example, the word cat, and they would say cat. 3, and that's how we use this. Typically in the school system, children have to have some type of reading diagnosis to receive intervention. Here at the FALCON Center, our heart is to help every child that walks in the door that has any kind of reading challenge.
So that was our reading intervention program. So now we're going to go learn about our right eye, which we actually partner with Dr. Moore and we use in our admissions process to our school as well. So if you'll come in, Carrie Hansen will explain that, and then I will explain the QRI cold laser as well.
This is our right eye machine. There's over 30 years of science and research that have gone into developing the software that runs this. It has 13 cameras that sense your eyes in real time, seeing how your eyes team and track together. We work with Bel Air Family Eye Clinic. They can take our results and help tailor a plan to meet individual students' needs to help them grow. There are 2 right eyes here on the table from students that are drastically different. We're tracking the circular motions that the eyes do, the horizontal saccades back and forth, and vertical saccades. And as you can see, there's some that show circular motion and some where there's areas where a student could use some improvement. And teaming with Bel Air Family Eye Clinic, we're able to get those exercises in place and get this student on their way to being able to have their eyes work better together.
This is our QRI cold laser. It is using violet and infrared lights to help with reflex integration as well as inflammation and anxiety in the body. It helps calm down the nervous system, and as you can see, if you put it on the body, there's no heat at all, and it just helps calm the body. We use our protocols and acupressure points on the body that are laid out for us that help with our reflex integration and help speed up the process. Our veterinarians, chiropractors, and pediatricians all utilize cold lasers in their practice as well. So that was our QRI cold laser in our right eye. Now we're going to go learn about our auditory integration program, or AIT, with Monica Villarreal, who's one of our AIT practitioners, who's going to explain all about auditory processing.
My name is Monica Villarreal. I am one of 2 AIT practitioners here at Faith Academy. When a student comes in and has an audiogram and we can see on their audiogram that they have indications of auditory processing issues, that's when we bring them in to do auditory integration training, or AIT. This is a 2-week-long program in which the student will come in and listen to modulated music over headphones. Modulated music is going to have volumes that turn up and volumes that turn down depending on the frequency. Throughout the course of the 2 weeks that the student is doing AIT, we will see definite changes on their audiogram, but in addition to that, we tend to see behavioral improvements, focus and concentration improvements. We see that their processing speed gets faster and they're even able to regulate their emotions better. This is our auditory integration training program.
I'm a student in the FALCON Center. One of my primary issues going in was my eyesight. With the right eye, at first it would not even track me.
At first it would not even calibrate, that we tried and tried, and then he did exercises for a few months and we were able to calibrate it, and he showed in the 9th percentile for all of the people that have it. And in his last one that we did before he had surgery, he was in the 73rd percentile. So across the couple of years, his vision and visibility to make his eyes work together and take in information had improved that much.
We were seeing some concerning things in her life. We were seeing things like an aversion to reading coordination issues, sensory issues. During her Falcon screening in 5th grade, she was identified as having a severe vision issue. She was working twice as hard to read compared to a typical person. All that is said, she received the benefit of collaboration between her Falcon trainer and her doctor. And throughout that whole summer, before leading up to 6th grade and her entire 6th grade year, she no longer needs vision therapy. And in fact, at her last assessment just before school started this year, she scored higher than her Falcon trainer on her vision assessment.
I have 2 children enrolled in the Falcon Center. My daughter started here and at Faith Academy in the 4th grade. She had been diagnosed with dyslexia and dyscalculia and auditory processing issues. In school was really getting challenging and she was not feeling good about herself. And we had heard wonderful things about the Falcon Center and Faith Academy. And so in 4th grade, she came here and she received one-on-one reading help and math help. And she received the vision therapy and the auditory processing therapy and just a lot of love and support from the Falcon teachers. Last year, the public school offered to reevaluate her after 3 years as part of their responsibility. And during that testing, she had scored so high that she did not qualify for a learning disability in basic reading anymore. And she also scored so high on the auditory processing that the diagnostician said that that was due to great intervention, were her words.
I usually used to have like a mess in the classroom. I usually mess around with things. Now I have everything organized. I don't mess around that often. I still move a little bit, but less than I used to. And I'm less talkative and I focus a lot more.
Throughout these years, his goal, our goal, has been for him to have to be able to stop taking his ADHD medicine. And this year, he's off of his medicine. We're just grateful, we're thankful, so blessed to have Falcon at our school.